On this episode of Big Drive Energy, we're going to talk about Bryson DeChambeau doing some incredible things on the Live Golf Tour. We're going to talk about Lucas Glover's win, and the Fedex Cup playoffs are coming up. We're going to preview this first one here at the Fedex St. Jude down at TPC Southwind in Memphis, Tennessee. One of the favorite courses out there by a lot of the players, so it should be a great week. We're also going to talk about getting bent over by the golf gods, because if you play golf, you know it's happened multiple times. And make sure you're watching on the YouTube, because you're going to get some actual video replay of some things that happened to poor old Russell Henley this weekend. Couldn't finish the dub. Lucas Glover, crazy story. And we've got it all for you here, plus a fairway or fore. And of course, we're brought to you by our presenting sponsor over at Pins and Aces. I've got the Pins hat and the shirt on right now, looking pretty fly, if you know what I mean. Pins just released their new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles line today.
That shit is fire.
It is gas. They've got head covers, they've got shirts, they've got ball markers, and you always get a free ball marker with a purchase over $50. So you don't have to worry about, I mean, if you want to buy 3 ball markers and then get the 4th one free, you can do that. But if you purchase over $50 and use the promo code BDE, don't forget that gets you 15% off your entire order plus free shipping. So head over to pinsandaces.com, check out their new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle lines. They're always collabing. They still have some South Park stuff left. I got my Joker hoodie in the mail the other day. It's fresh as hell, but it's too hot here to wear it currently, even though I'm a hoodie and 80-degree weather guy. But I'm going to find a way to wear it because it's sick. Their hoodies are super simple but have amazing print in the hoods. So it's like low-key but high-key dope shit always.
Yeah, when you pull up that hood, it looks so sick.
Yeah, like Pins and Aces just does it right. And that's why they're our exclusive presenting sponsor here at Big Drive Energy. So promo code BDE saves you 15% off and gets you free shipping at pinsandaces.com. All right, let's tee it up.
Hello, friends. Welcome to this tradition unlike any.
What was that shit? Did somebody scream mashed potatoes?
That was mashed.
Good afternoon, sir.
How's it going, big guy?
It's going great. So as we talked about on the last pod, Mitchell and I live together now, and it couldn't be more vastly different for how our lives are, even though we currently reside in the same household. This motherfucker just every day, golf, golf, golf. What time is your tee? Golf. Tee time. Golf.
I didn't
Going
golf
to practice.
I didn't golf today.
Oh, I'm golfing again. And this is me. Diaper. Sleep. Nap. Diaper. Diaper. Feed. Feed. Eat myself. Not eat myself. Eat for myself.
Isn't it crazy how your life decisions like culminate into a thing and then you're just like in 2 totally separate spots?
It's great. Mr. Baby is great, but it's fucking I want golf.
Mr. Baby. I
like Mr. Baby.
Mr. Baby is, you could have fucking put a little more creativity into it.
Baby just sounds weird.
Sawdogs is
Sawdogs is a great nickname, but Mr. Baby is like makes me feel like he should have a little suit on.
Like, what is that movie with the babies? Where the baby has the suit on.
The Incredibles?
Boss Baby? Yeah, Boss Baby. Well, even The Incredibles, now that's a different kind of suit. Boss Baby's like full on.
Okay.
Boss ass suit. Like, I don't know. But
I like Mr. Baby.
Okay, whatever.
So anyways.
He's your son. You call him what you want.
Yeah, anyways, our lives are very fucking different right now. And Mitchell, why don't we hear about all your fucking rounds of golf before we get into some PGA Tour stuff?
Okay, yeah, let's do it. So I played Red Hawk yesterday. Pretty... I'm going to be real honest, and I've had this bone to pick with a lot of places since COVID, and I understand these places are very busy, but Red Hawk, I think they were $83 on a Monday. Pretty fucking expensive. The divots on the greens, because they just get so much fucking play. So I know it's not necessarily their fault, but they need to do something about like fixing that, getting some more downtime on the golf course for the maintenance crew to fix that. So a few things. I had to park on the fucking road. Their parking lot's a joke. So I was like, well, I'm going to park on the road. Hopefully nobody hits me.
Their parking lot's a joke. It's small, first of all. Second of all, the amount of fucking golf balls that have to get hit because it's right off of the 9th green is absurd. There's like 20 spots in there that are like a no-go zone for me.
For sure. And they were even full. I considered yesterday, I'm like, oh, if one of those are open, I'm going to have to take it. It wasn't. I had to hoof it in. I was like, good thing I don't have to walk up to the driving range because this shit's fucking straight uphill. So there's 3 of us. We got paired with a single. The guy goes, well, do you want to hop in a cart? And I guess this is kind of a bone of contention because we went through this. Like, this is not, just your average golfer here bitching and moaning about public golf. I wanted to ride. I didn't want to ride with the random single that we were paired with, I think that's a fair. I have no problem playing with him. That's great. Like, I don't have a problem playing with other people, but I want to ride with either somebody I know or nobody at all. And 3 carts in a group is fair at times. 2 carts is ideal. 4 is a joke. You should never have 4 carts in a group. Makes 0 sense. But 3 carts you can live with. So then they've got like 30 rental carts parked off to the side that aren't in use. So the starter asked me if I want to join up in the cart with the other guy, and I'm like, no, because the dude in the pro shop goes, no, I'm fucking good, thanks. So the dude in the pro shop even told me, I don't know if he's a pro or just an attendant, but he told me that I could ride my own cart. So I was like, great. So we get to the first tee, and the starter goes, hey, do you want to pair up with that guy? And first of all, these 2 starters, nice guys. They're like 85. I was like, no, I don't. So then they're just like sitting there, this and that. And then Eric Tuttle, our good buddy, he hits one off the first tee, a little bit left, like kind of, it's a weird hole. So just a little bit left, didn't hit the fairway. And this 85-year-old man looks at him and goes, can I give you a tip? And I was like, what? I didn't think I heard him right at first until it goes, no. Like, and then he goes, sure, yeah. And he goes, oh, you need to stay more balanced. And I'm like, dude, this guy is probably, who the fuck is this guy sitting out on Red Hawk's first tee? So we get in the middle of the fairway. I'm like, Tuttle, I probably would have rather had him told you he banged your wife than giving you a tip on the first tee box. Like, that is the most demeaning shit. In the fact that a starter thinks that they should be handing out tips on the first tee. If I was the pro and I heard that shit going on, I'd be like, shut that down. Like, these people are not out here to get unsolicited golf advice from a fucking 85-year-old dude.
Your fucking free golf's up, Grandpa. You're off the starter sheet.
Yeah. Imagine getting fired from a job you don't get paid to do.
That's a pretty rough scene.
Yeah. So then on the 9th hole, same dude. And we're not age shaming here. Like, I don't have a problem with old people. I just have a problem. I have a problem with the way they act. Like, the way they think they're entitled to just do whatever the fuck they want. So then Grandpa pulls up to me on the side of the 9th green while I'm hitting I've got like a 6-footer for birdie, which I missed. Didn't help the situation. But all, Rangers carry like those radios, those, like what you have when you're a little fucking kid, walkie-talkies. And his walkie-talkie is just going off like crazy. Like, I can hear 3 different voices in the walkie-talkie. It's loud to the point where it's like fuzzy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's obscenely loud. He probably can't even hear it. And it's right in the middle of me putting, and he's just sitting there. The fucking radio's up. I miss it. I'm annoyed. And I actually said, why don't you turn the radio up louder? He didn't hear me. And then he goes, hey, can you need to join up with this dude because we don't have enough carts. I'm like, what the fuck, man? So this dude we played with, Come to find out, he's worked at Apple for like 23 years. Very eccentric, a little bit nerdy, if I'm going to be honest. A little socially awkward. Let's put it that way. So then I was like, hey, do you want to hop in my car? And he's like, no, you hop in mine. I'm like, oh, fucking, here we go. Great. He has trash. He you know when it looks like somebody's lived in their golf cart? He's fucking got his shit strewn everywhere. He's got 8 balls that he's been hiking through the fucking fescue all across where the balls are supposed to go. He's got trash on my side of the cart. He's got the basket full of head covers.
I'm very clean cart guy. Like, I will throw my trash away the next hole. I can't have trash in the fucking cup holders and in that shit. That drives me absolutely insane.
Absolutely. Or I throw it in the basket and then get rid of it. Whatever. But I'm a very, like, wallet, phone, keys, everything I need is going right in this one thing. I set a drink in there. I maybe put an extra ball in the compartment. But other than that, like, this dude legit had half of his life in that golf cart.
There's a direct correlation to how good you are at golf and how many golf balls you stash in your cart at one time. Yeah. That's the direct fucking straight up hot crazy matrix going straight up. That is a perfect correlation.
Yeah, and it's also, there's a correlation there with people who just carry an extra ball in their pocket at all times. Because I prefer to not golf with anything in my pockets. And when somebody's like, I'm going to hit another one. Oh, and this dude, by the way, his name was Scott. That's all I remember. So give me your opinion on this, because this is kind of an etiquette thing. So it was 3 of us and him. He's single. If he teed off first and like just didn't like his tee shot, not even if it was out of play, didn't say a word, would just drop one and hit another one.
That's a no-go for me.
Yeah.
Without saying a word. You got to be like, hey, guys, I'm going to take a breakfast ball. Simple as that.
But he did it 6-7 times. It wasn't just the first hole. It was, he hit 2 tee shots probably 8 or 9 times. And finally, at one point on the back nine, he goes, do you guys mind if I hit another one? We're like, you've been doing it all fucking day.
Now you fucking ask. It's 15.
Go for it.
Scott.
Yeah. Fuck you, Scott. So then he's telling us all these stories that we don't give a fuck about. He's just a different kind of cat. So needless to say, I had a great time with Eric and Justin Hansen, Eric's buddy. Really cool dude. But I didn't play as well as I would have hoped, and I shot 77. It's whatever, but I haven't putted that bad in fucking forever. So it was but it was more of a misreading thing. It wasn't a hitting bad putts thing. Like, I hit at least 4 or 5 putts that I thought were for sure going in, that within 3 feet of the hole just dove one direction or the other. And I'm like, okay, that's, you kind of like try to mentally remove yourself from that. Cause I love to make excuses. So,
oh, excuse king.
Yeah.
Mitchell Smith.
I'm not going to change putters like you do every fucking week, but that's a subject for another time. Got a new putter last week.
Speaking of that, yeah. Well, the extent of my golf right now was, took the family, fucking strapped the kid in the car seat, went to PGA Tour Superstore, and bought myself a new putter. And I haven't paid for a golf club since I was 18 years old, probably. And this isn't like
bullshit.
This isn't like
so many putters.
No, they've all been free,
dude.
They've all free 99. When you run a golf course, you get some fucking perks.
When a putter goes in your bag, it's like a quarterback going to the Cleveland Browns. It's career suicide. That putter, that's where their career goes to die, is in your golf bag. Because then it's getting fucking put in your garage, never to be seen again.
Well, you're not wrong, but
you've got to have at least 14.
I do have probably pretty close to 20. But
even I played golf with D-Line the other day. He had 1-year-old putters.
Yeah, I did. I give him out. I'm a nice guy.
You fucking Willy Wonka?
Yeah, I just give out
with
putters.
Putters? Okay.
Yeah, cool. That's what I do. But
nice.
I went and bought a new club, and I was like actually nervous to buy a club. Like, I was fucking like going around and I was trying everything. I tried a lot of the Odysseys. I tried the TaylorMades. I tried the Pings. I tried one Cameron. I looked at the price tag of a Bettinardi and put it back on the shelf.
What is that, like $600-700?
It was $450, but it was pre-owned.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a pre-owned. So, and I'm not against a pre-owned putter. Like Mitchell said, I'm gonna have it for fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I wasn't trying to break the bank here, but I was just feeling like I needed to get some shit going, and I needed a new putter because I putted like dog shit.
Because you're playing so much golf right now.
Yeah, I mean, not as much as you, but I get out once a week. We're playing Rain Dance National tomorrow. Fuck yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
8,400 yards. We're gonna fucking.
I don't know.
We're playing the plates,
dude. There's gonna be holes where I legitimately can't make the carry.
Well, then you fucking drop in the drop zone. That's what they're for.
They probably don't even have drop zones. I'm curious. What made you like? You really went non-brand bias whatsoever, because we've never been ping guys in our lives. Nothing necessarily like against ping, but I figured you'd for sure either go TaylorMade or even Odyssey or like Cameron. Those are the kind of the three that I feel like you've owned throughout your golfing career.
No, that's a fair assessment. And actually,
you did have that one ping back in like high school. It was you remember that?
No,
it was like the ping Scottsdale.
Oh,
it was
the
that
Scottsdale.
Yeah,
yep.
the blade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was ugly as shit.
Yeah,
and this. Yeah, okay, go ahead. I'm
not
going to poo-poo your new club.
I was actually very conscious of not being brand loyal. Because this is how lame I am. I got a new, I keep getting targeted at 4 a.m. when I'm up with my kid. I get targeted on Instagram.
You're in a vulnerable state.
Yeah, I'm barely awake. I'm ordering fucking everything I can on the internet. I'm getting orders every day.
The other day I pulled up to the house. You had 8 packages. And I'm like...
It's so exciting.
I'm like, it's going to be like fucking Christmas for this guy when he walks in.
It's so fun. But I bought a new putter head cover. From like Fanatics or something. It's a Nuggets one. It's sick, but it's TaylorMade. It has a TaylorMade logo on it. So I was like, yeah, maybe I should buy a TaylorMade putter. And then I was like, no, that's lame as fuck.
You gonna cut the sticker? Or is it not?
No, it's like it's sewn in there, but it's at the bottom magnet part. You can't even see it.
Oh, okay.
But that was like almost pushing me to buy a TaylorMade putter. I did try out the Splat, like the TP Hydro Blast or whatever I think is what they're called. And I tried the Odysseys. I am not a blade putter, so those were all out. So I cut down half the field there. But I was like meticulously putting on this perfect putting mat, which then I ordered a perfect putting mat. That came to the house yesterday.
Did you try a chest putter? Or did you try a long, non-anchored, like what Wyndham and Ricky and all those guys have been?
I thought about it, but I did not.
I was going to suggest that to you.
Why didn't you?
Because... Now you're going to have to go back buy one.
No, I'm not going back.
No,
going back.
I don't know. I mean, it could work for you. It may not.
I have a 90-day money-back guarantee where I get store credit if I don't like the putter.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well,
So I could just I could just have a putter forever.
You could just
go
switch
45 days. Nope, don't like
a leased car.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great idea. Anyways, landed on the Ping Tine. There was one called a Ping Fetch that I really liked, but I couldn't have the putter called a Fetch. Because it had one of those like ball holes in it where you could just like pop the ball in there and pick it up. I'm pretty sure it fits in the hole.
Oh,
so like
that must have looked fucking weird.
But it looked almost similar to my Cobra with the 3 top lines and sat super flat. But I also told myself, what am I doing buying a putter that I basically already have? So a lot of those putters were out too. The ones that looked, I have a Spider, I have all these other ones, so those were all out. I wasn't like gonna go spend $250, $300 on a putter that I already have.
That's fair.
So I had to be different. The Ping, this feels incredible coming off the face. I'll putt with it great for like a week and a half. That's just how it goes every time I throw a new flat stick in the bag. It's a good week and a half, honeymoon phase, and then it's going to be the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen. Nothing to do with my putting stroke or me on the greens at all. But I landed on the Ping Tine, and I like it.
It does look a lot like the Toulon, like it's kind of that double. It's like the fanged putter. That's what a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not bad.
One thing I'm very concerned for you about that putter is how small the sweet spot is.
It's a very small.
You have to like center it up.
Yeah.
Like, and the face is probably only like 2.5 balls wide. Like, I don't see that going well for you. I hate to say it. I think you're eventually gonna be like, I fucking mishit it by half an inch and it's 12 feet short.
Yeah, I could be in a rough spot. But for now, I like it.
You could be in and out of there pretty quick, but you never know.
You never know. Maybe I'll putt well. And
you are putting a practice putting mat in the kitchen?
I am. Practice putting mats going in the kitchen with the auto return. Pretty stoked about that. I'm going to put that together tonight and roll.
The dogs are going to tear that up, bro.
Well, maybe.
Maybe we put it somewhere the dogs don't go. Like your office.
Well, no, then it's like out of the way. Like I want it to like scream, practice your putting to me. Kitchen will do that.
Yeah, the Joker's gonna have a fucking heyday on that thing.
We'll see.
Okay.
Either way, new putter, ready to rock.
Nice. I played another round.
Oh shit. Oh, okay, another round.
I actually played 2 other rounds.
Okay, let's get into those.
Well, I'll keep it quick. Played City Park Sunday with RK Alley and D-Line. Had a blast. Hit it pretty well for the most part. I think I shot even par. But I hit a few shots just out of left field, just awful. So a little loose. Wasn't really like super locked in. I was just trying to have a good time with some friends. What was I thinking? I totally fucking forgot. And then I tried to play Riverdale with Zach Folds, good buddy of mine, and another couple. He went to college with the dude, and then his girlfriend played golf at Stanford, still a +4 handicap. So the long and the short of it, Zach and I go out. We all go out for half a hole. Starts hailing. We turn around, hails for another half hour. Course is fucked. They're like walking only. So then I was fully ready to just pack up and fucking hit the road. I'm like, give me a rain check. I'm good. Like, I don't need to do this. But then the couple that was joining us, they're like, well, we already took off work for the afternoon. Let's just go walk 9. By the way, I went into the pro shop at Riverdale. Biggest PTSD of my life after the rain delay.
Oh, yeah.
Just fucking lines out the door of people looking for rain checks and refunds and this and that. I'm like, oh, God. So I went in afterwards. So we go out and try to walk 9. It is soaked. Like standing water everywhere. Shouldn't have even probably been playing. So we make it through 3 holes. The girl that we're playing with, birdies all 3, because it's me and Zach against the couple. He's like probably around scratch or maybe a 2-3, and she's a +4. She just goes birdie, birdie, birdie. I'm like, we were 3 down. We did press before the 4th hole, and Zach chipped in on the 4th hole. But it was by the middle of the 4th hole as a par 3. We were walking to the green. Starts fucking hailing again. And we have no shelter. This time we have no golf cart. So I end up laying against the side of one of the dunes. It was like the ultimate like fight or flight. Like, I'm like, am I going to run to a shelter or am I just going to fucking hunker down right in this area and fucking stick it out? So I throw my towel over my head. It proceeds to rain and hail for 25 minutes. There's not a dry part of my body. My feet were floating in my fucking shoes. I was that wet. I had the towel over me. The water was dripping off of my hat. Like, I've never been more pissed off in my life. And Zach was just fucking cracking up the whole time because he just drank like 4 beers and smoked a J. So he's like, oh yeah, we're not going to get hit. 5 minutes later, we're getting fucking rocked. So long story short, we end up playing 3.5 holes in 5 hours. And then Riverdale.
What an afternoon.
Riverdale still took $10 of each of our money. They're like, well, you did play 3 holes. So you paid 62. We'll give you 52 back. It's like, oh, thanks so much for your compassion, generosity. Maybe I'm losing my compassion for the golf industry now that I no longer work in it because I don't have to deal with it every day. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of my golf game right now. I've hit some really good iron shots. I did get new irons a few weeks ago. I think we meant to talk about that, and I don't think we did. But equipment changes are tough, dude. They like it. I feel like equipment.
I get stressed out.
Yeah,
like the putter thing, but that's like that kind of wears off. But when I get new irons, and if I hit one bad shot, I'm like, I wouldn't have done this with my last iron.
Yes, exactly. But it's like getting, when you go to get a haircut and you look in the mirror, you're like, why am I getting a haircut? Like, I love my hair.
I don't get a haircut.
Well, ever. Okay, but when you used to, years ago, Do you know that
7 years ago?
You know that feeling when you're about to change something and you're like, you kind of panic. You're like, why am I doing this? Like, why did I ever do this? I kind of felt like that a little bit with my irons because the new irons are a little bit heavier and a little bit different, like weighting distribution, where there's more weight in the shafts, and the new ones are a little bit heavier also. So there's a little bit more weight consistently throughout the club versus the older ones my old Callaway Apex Pros had graphite shafts. They're 115 grams. These new ones I went back to steel because I thought that was not the answer, but I've always played steel. So I figured I would go back to steel, and these are 125 grams now. And it took me a little while to get used to the weight. Like I legitimately hit them like shit for the first couple times I hit them, and I was like full panic mode. Like, because these are the first clubs I've paid for in 10 years. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Mitchell? For those of you wondering, I bought Mizuno Pro 223s. They look great. They look really nice. And now they're just starting to... I still am feeling out the wedges around the green. But it's funny because when you hear about guys on tour that talk about like going through an equipment change and how tough that was, you're like, shut the fuck up. Like, how can you not... Even if you get exactly the shaft you want, everything you want, there's still a certain feel that takes time to adjust. So like,
well, and just looking at it from the top line it's different. You're like, what the fuck is
you
this?
get so used to staring at the same club, the same 8-iron, same 5-iron over and over and over, that when you switch, you're like, what the fuck? Like it's just a totally new look. Like I know you and I were the same back in high school. We would get new clubs like every week. I remember I had a set of TaylorMade racks. They weren't new. We would just roll into the used fucking iron section.
That was our shit.
Of Golfsmith.
Bartering with Golfsmith.
Yeah.
How much are you going to give us for this set? And then we'd turn around and buy this set.
Exactly. I remember one summer I switched once in the spring, once in the summer, and then I had a third set in the fall, and that's what I played like the season with. Because you're just obsessed with like trying different things and the new and shiny thing. But now I think as we've gotten older, like you said, it's an equipment change. Like you just want to do it as little as possible. Like I'm gonna play this driver till the fucking head flies off of it, which fingers crossed it doesn't. But actually, Sean Fisher, our buddy's the same way. He's had his irons, the same irons for so long. He's probably had them 6 years now and plays a fair amount of golf. The heads are literally flying off the shafts, and that's why he's finally like, he might buy my old clubs from me because his old ones are fucking just like falling apart physically.
Yeah, well, that's like the time I borrowed your clubs for one round and threw 3 of them off at the fucking driving range.
Yeah, the first
PTSD from that.
The first set of Callaway Apex Pros that Callaway sent me, they did not glue any of the heads on. So it's not the R&D, it's their quality control is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Not terrible. I take that back. That certain set, they were almost like, it was almost like a personal dig at me. Like how much less of a fuck could you give about me if you just give me golf clubs that don't have the heads attached to them? I thought that was like almost an indirect personal shot at who I am.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of the fact that they produce 1 million sets probably, and just one slipped through the cracks.
Yeah,
that's just how it goes.
They just happen to be mine.
That's just how it goes.
But enough about my golf game. We do have a couple of rounds. You'll definitely see some content from Rain Dance. And then I think we're going to play the red tees at City Park next Monday.
Yeah, we're going to get into Bryson here in a second and what he said. But first, we want to tell you guys about our friends over at Factor Meals. I just had a Factor meal.
Yeah, the box is sitting on the kitchen counter.
Yeah, I just had a Factor meal for lunch today. It was like a beef tamale. They have the best meal kits that you can find. It's America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. They can help you with fast and flavorful and nutritious ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. As they came to my house this morning right before I was leaving for work, I put one in my backpack, brought it to work. Takes 2 minutes to warm it up. and it was ready to roll. And they have so many different options for meals. They have bruschetta shrimp risotto, green goddess chicken, steakhouse filet mignon. Once again, all of that ready in 2 minutes. I love doing it because I don't like packing my lunch. Like, I'm not a lunch packer guy, but I'm also not like I leave the office and want to go out to eat every single day. I mean, I do, but it cuts down significantly on my productivity when I think about eating lunch for 30 minutes, then go eat lunch for an hour, then come back to the office in a food coma for another 30 minutes.
Totally. It turns into a 2.5 hour thing, but you grab something out of the fridge, throw it in the microwave, you're ready to eat, you're back to work in 30 minutes, which isn't what a lot of people want to do. But if you're trying to like bust stuff out, you have a busy day at work, it makes all the sense in the world to just have a Factor in the fridge waiting for you. Yeah,
and they don't just have like lunch or dinner meal kits. They've got smoothies, which I get the smoothie pack every single time and take that after my workouts. They also have breakfast. They have bacon and cheddar egg bites, potato, egg and cheese breakfast skillets, apple cinnamon pancakes. There's so many options. So head over to factor.com and insert the promo code DNVR50. If you insert that code, you'll get 50% off at factormeals.com/DNVR50. You get 50% off your first order. That cuts it down to like, I want to say under $5-6 a meal. And I'm telling you, just try it. And I'm now like, I didn't want to like spend money on a meal kit because somehow I think that going to the store 5 days a week and spending $100 a day is less than paying $100 for a whole week's worth of meals, just the way my brain works. But Factor meals are by far the best meal kit we've ever had, and I'm probably going to have it for as long as I can because it just makes it so easy that I can warm stuff up and have it done in 2 minutes, like, or 7 minutes if you want to put it in the oven, if you're, at home and want it a little cooked a little differently, not microwaved. You can throw it in the oven as well.
Yeah, if there's something in there that you want to like crisp up, you throw it in the oven.
Oh yeah, then you toss it on a little broil. Mm-hmm. And you can pair that Factor, the non-work Factor, the nighttime, dinner time Factor, with Breckenridge Distillery. They are the official bourbon of our favorite football team, the Denver Broncos. Breck Distillery is the world's highest distillery. Founded in 2008, they're widely known for their blended bourbon whiskey, which is a high rye mash American-style whiskey. Our Breck bourbon is one of the most highly awarded craft bourbons in the United States. Breck Distillery is a 3-time winner of the Icon Whiskey and 9-time winner of the Best American Blended World Whiskey Awards by Whiskey Magazine. That's 2016 through 2022, and then they won 3 times in 2023. They've won Colorado Distillery of the Year by New York International Spirits Competition, and most recently, their Breckenridge High Proof won the world's best blended whiskey at the World Whiskey Awards, joining the Breck Gin in 2021, which was the best compound gin at the World Whiskey Awards. High Proof sounds like our type of shit. Definitely, we've got a bottle of the Breck Broncos bourbon on our counter right now. We go out and have a fire, put a little ice in there, just drink it neat. That's kind of my move. And make sure if you're in Denver, in Colorado, and you're a Broncos fan, come to our Broncos tailgates. You'll get to taste all the different Breck bourbons. They're going to be a huge part of all the tailgates, and they're always available in all 50 states. Head over to BreckenridgeDistillery.com, and you can get home delivery of these multi-time award-winning Breckenridge spirits. All right, so you mentioned we're going to play the Red Tees at City Park Monday. I've played the Red Tees once at Spring Valley back like
7-8 years ago.
Yeah, and I shot 66, so I felt pretty good about it. I mean, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
But this was all kind of put into the golf world's mind by Bryson DeChambeau, who fired 61-58 this weekend at fucking Greenbrier.
It's insane. And I saw, lowest round in professional golf this year on any major tour. But there was just people, what really blew my mind was people everywhere trying to somehow discount it. Like first of all, everybody right off the bat, they're like, nobody on Live is going to care. They're not going to want to try hard. The effort's not going to be there. So obviously that was kind of put to bed. But then this one dude goes, well, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but, Bryson's round was the 13th best round in professional golf this season. relative to strokes gained versus the field. And I really don't give a shit where you shoot 58. A 58's better than 62. Like, I can't put enough emphasis on how different a 58 and a 62 are. Or a 62 and a 65. Or a 65 and a 68. Like, I don't give a shit. So saying that, fucking Paul Goydos 62 at the Mitsubishi Electric on the Champions Tour this year was better, and that's not actually a fact. Paul Goydos is a legit Champions Tour player, but PGA Tour champions, excuse me. But to say that Bryson's round wasn't probably the best round of this entire golf year in totality, like that's forward facing. Like, sure, there's been some really low rounds on the Korn Ferry Tour. They're not even televised. Like, unless you're a real junkie, you're not digging through, you're not checking Korn Ferry Tour stats every day. That'd be equivalent of, like, I don't know. Do you do this with the Rockies? Do you check their AAA game? Do you check their AAA stats?
No.
Okay.
No, because they relatively they don't matter.
Yeah.
And speaking, I'll get off the rails a little bit here. Just quick comment that I feel like had to be said.
Sure.
This week on the Korn Ferry Tour, this gentleman named Christopher Petefish, great name by the way.
Yeah.
He did not make a fucking bogey the entire week. And he did not win a tournament.
How many did he lose by?
One. He used 23 under, and a guy shot 24 under.
Imagine making 23 birdies, 0 bogeys.
Yeah. I think it was like 20 birdies, 3 eagles, and 0 bogeys.
Well, that would be 26 under.
No,
17
birdies.
Yeah.
Whoa. Math is hard.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, something like that, or maybe made 2 eagles, whatever it ends up being.
Like, the Korn Ferry Tour is, and there's been some like Twitter discussion about it. The Korn Ferry Tour is borderline more competitive than the PGA Tour, because these guys are fighting actively for a spot every week. So there's a sense of urgency on the Korn Ferry Tour among these guys that some of the PGA Tour guys don't have. They're afforded to take weeks off. You get inside, and even though it's now the top 70 make the playoffs, if you're inside the top 125 in the FedEx Cup points, you still keep your card for the next year. You don't make the playoffs, but you still keep your card. So it's not like you're losing your PGA Tour card. But the Korn Ferry Tour, it's got all these young college kids that just hit it like 330, 340. My golf game, and Brian Harmon put some faith back in my style of play, but all these dudes just hit it so fucking far now. They make a gazillion birdies. It's like the bomb and gouge generation of all generations, and they're just so hungry to get out on the PGA Tour. What do you always say? A hungry dog runs faster. That's 100% the Korn Ferry Tour motto, really, because these guys are going at, I won't even get into the story, but Kevin Doherty, I am going to tell it. I did play with this guy real quick. I played I played with this guy. I was 19, so it would have been almost coming up on 10 years ago. And Kevin Doherty had just gotten out of Oklahoma State. He is just now very good player, great amateur career. Played at Oklahoma State, which was a big powerhouse at the time. Yada, yada, yada. You name it, he did it. He qualified for this, that. He is just now in line to get through the Korn Ferry Tour and qualify for the PGA Tour. And that's 10 years. He had no status when I met him. Kind of a dickhead, not going to lie. Pretty arrogant. Still looks like it. Not a huge fan, but whatever. Dudes like that, elite amateurs, he's out there for 10 years before getting to the PGA Tour. So the kind of competition that you face week in, week out is it's just the initiation into the bigger pond of golfers. You think you're elite in your state, you think you're elite in your region, whatever. You're playing. I have no doubt in my mind that there's probably at least 24 Corn Ferry Tour players that could go win a PGA Tour event like the next week. Do you agree?
Yeah, if they're playing the right course, the talent level there, and I'm trying to find the guy that won this past week on the Corn Ferry Tour, because I'm pretty sure.
What was his name?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
How can you not find it? Are you on the PGA Tour app?
Yeah, I'm in the weeds here.
Holy shit, this is some stellar podcasting. Who was he, an older dude?
No, well, maybe.
Younger guy? I bet I can find it before you can.
Oh, yeah? You think we're going to race here on the Google machine?
You fucking think so, bud?
It was the Utah Championship presented by Zion's Bank.
Yep.
And it was...
That is correct.
Oh, man, internet is screwing me here.
Yep, the internet is a little slow.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God, dude. We're almost taking this too far.
Yeah, so whoever won it this week.
I've got
Armour right now.
I've got it right here. It was Trace Crow. No, that was the NV5.
Yeah.
Roger Sloan.
Roger Sloan won. He's the one that beat, Christopher Petefish after making 0 bogeys. But he last won on the Corn Ferry Tour 9 years ago. And just won again on the Corn Ferry Tour. So that's how crazy his career's been. And just keeping that talent level and that level of play up to beat
Holy
a guy.
Shit, he's 36.
Yeah, exactly. So he's hopefully jumping into that top 30 and making it on the PGA Tour next year. Anyways, let's circle all the way back to Bryson DeChambeau. When he shot 58 at Greenbrier, what's cool about that is a lot of the live places they play are not like regular tour stops. That's a regular tour stop.
It used to be. It's not anymore.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's numbers from PGA Tour events.
Yeah, absolutely. There's comps.
Yeah, this isn't, dirt track, off the side of the road.
This isn't Big Cedar, or what was the place in Tulsa that they played that we went to?
Oh, God.
Was it some Cedar Ridge Country?
Cedar Ridge Country Club, I think. Yeah. But he made a bogey shooting 58.
Yeah.
That's what's even more insane.
I think he had 2 lip outs.
Really?
Like hard lip outs.
The dude was just dialed.
He was throwing darts, and he really did, the Greenbrier is a bit of a shorter course, so he turned it into kind of a pitch and putt. But I've always thought that, obviously, DeChambeau's ceiling with how far he hits it, he hit a 216-yard 9-iron.
My God.
At fucking sea level. My 9-iron at sea level goes 140. I am not fucking kidding you. He's probably hitting lob wedge. No, that's a skewed thing about his distances though. Or his 9-iron is probably, first of all, it's the length of a 7-iron, so he's got that going for him. Secondly, it's probably the loft of my fucking 6-iron. So I'm not discrediting him at all, but there is a little bit of a skew for him versus every other tour player because the clubs are all the same length. But hitting a 216-yard 9-iron at sea level is one of the craziest things I've ever fucking seen. And I actually watched every single shot. Somebody put a TikTok compilation together of every single shot he hit.
What a great TikTok. You have to send me that.
Yeah. Oh, I
just saw a good amount of his shots, but not every. I would like to see a 58 in action.
Yeah, it was every single shot. And he actually did make a 40-footer on 18.
Oh, that was
to seal the. Yeah, that was a great finish. And that was kind of something that the Live Tour needed. We haven't gotten a lot of headlines, quote unquote, out of the Live Tour. Their shine is kind of wearing off. It's not an every week conversation about the live, this and that. But that could be flipped on its head a week from now. We never fucking know because the whole PGA Tour live agreement came out of left field. But they needed some sort of that publicity to stay in front of headlines to get the conversation on the X app moving towards the Live Tour versus the PGA Tour. And if I'm being honest, I looked at the top 70 in the playoffs for the PGA Tour, and it almost is I would almost compare it to college football in a way where it's never going to be the same. The top 70, there's maybe 5-6 dudes in it that are polarizing, want to watch everyday type of golfers. But it felt like it used to be, well, I would say Adam Scott's still in it, but the old school Adam Scott that was like a superstar. But just like I'm missing like the Brooks Koepka, the Bryson DeChambeaus, everybody, all these Live Tour dudes that I just wish so badly that we could somehow have them all on the same fucking, like, it's like you don't know what you got until it's gone.
I was just gonna say that exact same thing. Like, these dudes were playing against, like, I'll look up one of my things that I do when we're betting tournaments is I look up like prior year's results. Like, if dudes had Russell Henley's a perfect example this week. He finished second, but he's had 3 straight top 7s at Sedgefield Country Club,
and we didn't pick him.
No, but that's normally my thing. And like you look at these like 2022 leaderboards of tournaments that are playing at the same place, and you're like, oh, Bryson, Brooks. Like, you see all these guys at the top, Cam Smith, and you're like, God damn, it just was so good, and we took it for granted.
We really did.
But Bryson DeChambeau averaged 59.5 his last 2 rounds because he shot 61.58. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are, where you're playing.
Yeah.
That's better than some people shooting 1 round, and that's not an exaggeration. Your average everyday golfer probably shoots around 110 to 120.
119?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He beat you playing 36. That's absurd. Absolutely absurd, and should be recognized. We're a live forward podcast. We always have been. Live, laugh, love. But
credit where credit's due, man.
Yeah,
like, I don't care what fucking, you could go do that on the moon. I'd be impressed.
Yeah, that was just incredible. Let's move over to the PGA Tour, and we've got a little video evidence for this one. So PGA Tour this week, Sedgefield Country Club, a lot of players getting into the top 70. And one of the players that will be in the top 70, he was actually 19th going into the week, is Russell Henley. And here's a video of how the golf gods will just stick it to you. So Russell Henley's leading the tournament at this point, and the 16th hole here at Sedgefield was a par 3 that was a joke all week. Michael Kim tweeted about it. So he hits a shot that hits the middle of the green. He's got a 1-stroke lead, and look where this fucking ball is.
Oh my God, I can see the divot it's heading towards.
That ball is making this little par 3 so much harder.
Oh my God. No. Who took that kind of divot out of that area?
Yeah, so Russell Henley had to hit that golf shot leading a tournament with 2 holes left. The 16th hole was a fucking joke. Michael Kim tweeted about it and said there should have been ground under repair. He played in the tournament. He played really well, actually. Michael Kim's like a big Twitter guy, but not normally a big golf guy.
Michael Kim.
But he played really well. Come on the podcast.
One of the Kims.
Anytime you come on this podcast. Yeah, I bet on the wrong Kim. So they're all
fucking story of our
blacklisted
lives
for me.
Yeah.
Siwoo Kim played like dog shit.
Oh, I will say I did hit a parlay with Bet365.
Yeah, we'll get into that when we talk about Bet365 and give out our picks for this week. But the fact that he had to hit out of that was an absolute joke. And then on the 17th hole, he hits a drive to the right. He has to take a drop because of a telephone line was in the way. Hits his second shot. The ball plugs in the rough. He had no chance at making par after that.
Did it plug in its own pitch mark?
It plugged but didn't plug.
Oh,
so there's mud on the ball. He takes a full swing out of the rough and hits it 20 feet.
Oh my God.
And then he chips up, still mud on the ball, doesn't get up and down. So he was then 1 stroke behind Lucas Glover. And then adding insult to injury, of course, Russell made bogey on 18, so it kind of made it a little bit more anticlimactic, but we finally got a tournament that had some intense shots at the end. Lucas Glover hits his drive way left on 18. It fucking hits a Marshall cart and bounces back into the rough. It would have been in the trees. And then, this is actually kind of funny. This is only something I think Glover would do because he's had quite the career and
he's
up and down.
He's been doing it for 2 decades.
He won the John Deere like 2 years ago, but before that hadn't won for like 9 years. Shaved his beard, which is a horrible choice. He looks awful without a beard. Still love you, Lucas, but he laid up on the par 4 because he had to make double to win. Okay. So he laid up. Fucking bitch move, dude. I don't care. Like a player that thinks they can win events doesn't do that.
You take all the strokes you can get, bro.
I thought it was. He still made par, which is super ironic.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he hit it from 100 yards out, hit it to like 8 feet, and made a crazy putt.
Suck it.
Yeah, but he laid up, and that was a super bitch made move because you wanted him to like plug it in the bunker and then like struggle to make 6 and maybe have a playoff.
Yeah,
No, he laid up in the middle of the fairway, almost hit it in the creek. It was so short. There was a creek about 125 yards out. He almost hit it into that creek, but middle of the fairway, made par. His kids screaming, "Daddy won, Daddy you won," was pretty cool. Kind of had me in my feels a little bit. But
being a fresh dad.
Why don't you talk about Lucas Glover and his putting scenario?
Oh, yeah. So he actually did an interview this week and told, is it Amanda Renner? Is she? I don't even know if she's on PGA Tour events anymore because they mean so little. I think she only comes out for the big ones now. But he was talking to a reporter and they asked about his putting. This dude was either between going putting left-handed or the long wand putter that is somehow resurfaced and is the new fucking fad between the belly putter that doesn't get anchored and now the wand putter that quote-unquote doesn't get anchored. That, honestly, like, I don't have a problem at all with the belly, not the belly putter like that you jam in your belly, but like a long putter that you anchor to your arm like Bryson. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's not anchoring directly to your body because that is the axis that is, remaining constant, quote unquote. But your arms are still moving. Like, if you connect something to your arm, there's still a chance to hit it improperly, whatever. But the whole chest putter thing, it bugs the fuck out of me, dude. Like, these guys, half of them get it up there into the point where it's in their shirt and you can't even see if they're not anchoring it or not. Like, it's up in their fucking chin. And there's a Twitter account dedicated basically solely to calling Bernhard Langer out for constantly anchoring and getting away with it. And that's the bullshit thing. Like, where do you draw the line? You see it kind of close to you see it in the shirt, but you don't see it necessarily pressing directly up against their chest. Like, what do you think of that shit? Because I think there's a reason they outlawed it in the first place. So why are we still allowing it where there's some sort of gray area where these dudes, I guarantee you, are in some form or another anchoring it to their body and getting away with it? Like, I think it's bullshit, if I'm being honest. Yeah, well, I have to disagree with you here. I agree with you on the fact that it's a rule now and that people should adhere to the rule, but I don't think it should have ever been made a rule in the first place. I don't give a fuck how you're putting it. Golf is hard. We see that week in and week out. Putt it however you want it. If you want to anchor that thing to your butthole, anchor it. You know what I mean? Like, I literally do not care. What if I tie like a bungee cord? Like,
that's using something else.
Hooked it into my deep ass belly button. What if I swung a 60-inch driver, jammed the grip of it into my belly button, and fucking swung it like that?
The bungee cord scenario, you
not
lost
bungee
me.
Cord, but pretend I played a 48-inch driver. Well, that's longest regulation. I'm just trying to make another example.
No, I get it. Because to me, it shouldn't matter. If you're anchoring it, who cares? You're putting. I go through the deep depths of hell with my putting. I would love to anchor that shit in my chest or in my stomach.
Totally.
Whatever.
No, I agree, but it's a fucking rule. Rules are rules. Like, if they should have never outlawed it in the first place, if these guys were still going to be able to use the long putters. And I think that was a discussion at one point. Like, why are you allowed to use a longer putter if basically the only reason you have it is to anchor it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, that shit carried Adam Scott for years, and now he's, kind of come back, but putting is a huge part of the game, and if you fucking suck at it, you're not going to make it out on tour. Like, you can't just will your way out because you hit it so well, and then you have a workaround in some sort of rule where you're shoving some fucking broomstick right in your throat and you're rolling all these putts in. Like, I hate that shit.
Yeah, the whole they were killing Lucas Glover because they were saying his buttons moved, and it's just they were literally saying like you could see the buttons on his shirt tighten, and that's what like showed you that he was anchoring the putter.
It. And that shit fucking heat.
But
gets
can't
me
you
heated.
anchor your thumb above the putter,
No.
which is not technically anchoring to your body?
No, that's still anchoring to your body. If your thumb is, you're saying your thumb's connected to your body?
Yeah, your thumb's on your body, but the putter is not on your body. It's on your thumb.
If you're touching your body and you're holding the putter.
So that's out.
It needs to be away from your chest.
Okay.
You need to visibly, but I don't know how there has not been one rules infraction yet. And they're going to make an example out of somebody that doesn't deserve it, who probably doesn't even like try to anchor, but it's just gone too far for me with these dudes that are basically getting away with cheating every single week, and there's just no way to call, it's like when somebody's faking an injury, or you can't be the asshole that like throws it right at their face, because then, if you're not 100% sure, you just have probable cause, then you're the dick.
Yep, 100%.
Like, that's what people look like on social media when they're calling out all these dudes using the long putters. But I guarantee you, probably 50% of those guys with the long putters anchor it at some point and just have gotten away with it.
Yeah, you're probably right on that.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, I guess.
100%. Let's talk a little bit about the playoff. Playoffs. We got 3 weeks. Once again, the PGA Tour doing something so right, just having the last 3 weeks of the season right before football season gets into full swing. So smart. But so we have the FedEx St. Jude this week, then we have the BMW next week, then we have the Tour Championship the following week. We'll get into our Bet365 picks, but first of all, we want to tell you guys about our friends over at Burrito Express. If you're in the Arizona area, there's no better burrito place than Burrito Express. They serve breakfast burritos all day. They've got potatoes in their burritos, which, like I've always say on this podcast, the best breakfast burrito has a potato, 100%. I'm a big potato guy. You can also buy a breakfast box, which gets you 4 breakfast supreme burritos, 4 steak and egg burritos, and 4 potato and egg burritos for like $82 for 12 burritos. That's an incredible deal. You can bring those to the office. You can bring them to your friends. And something cool that they do is you can make any burrito enchilada style. So they just toss sauce over the top of it. Or you can make it chimney style, which you can go to your chimney style on your burrito and have it deep fried with sour cream guacamole. Any burrito you order, they'll do that. They'll make it chimney style or enchilada style for $2.49. Burrito Express has the best burritos in the game. They've got locations all over Arizona, a couple in Gilbert, Tempe, Scottsdale. So if you're down in the 602, make sure to check out Burrito Express, best breakfast burritos in the game. We're going to be down there at some point this winter, and I cannot wait to get myself a Burrito Express breakfast burrito, best in the game. We'll have them at all our tournaments in Arizona, all our events. Just can't go wrong. And of course, our great sponsor over at Bet365. Mitchell, why don't you tell us about the great boosted bet you hit at Bet365, and then we'll get into our picks for this week at the FedEx St. Jude Championship.
All right. So, yes, the parlay I hit this last week was actually one of the parlays that they offered. I didn't even put it together. It was a boosted 3-leg top 20 parlay with Justin Thomas, Sungjae Im, and JT Poston. I bet we're not, this is no unit shaming here nor there, because I'm still using the $200 in free bets that I got.
Using code DNVR365 at Bet365.
Correct.
Bet $1, get $200 in bonus bets.
And you use it however you want. So I bet $25 on this boosted parlay. It paid me $570.
It's incredible.
And I didn't even put the shit together. I just was like, yeah,
they did it for you.
Yeah, I was like, that looks pretty good. And there was a time on Sunday where Sungjae Im looked like he was going to totally bend me over and show me the 50 states. But then he proceeded to make 3 birdies in his last 5 holes to get well within the top 20. Because JT Poston was there all week. Justin Thomas had a good week. So, free money. I'm not saying this is not gambling advice, but to take a automated like fucking free boosted parlay and it hits and it pays that kind of odds, I was like, abso-freaking-lutely, I'm gonna keep doing these. But are we getting into our picks, or
we can? But so Bet365 offers a golf bonus essentially, where it's an each way betting And an each way bet, what it does is it doubles your wager and splits your bet into one bet on the player winning and another one on the player placing. You could win even if your player doesn't come in first. Just select a winner, set your wager, check off the each way, and place your bet on Bet365. So that's what that EW means. I've actually never used that, and I've never seen this little read here, but now it's going to change the way I bet golf because I can just click their name and put that in. I'll go ahead and give you guys so sign up obviously for Bet365. Use the code DNVR365, and you're going to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place $1 bet, and you can use those on betting golf. Has the best odds each week to get the most out of a free bet. You don't want to place free bets straight. Like, straight is not for your free bet. Your free bet is for the long shots, the big payouts. Mitchell hitting a boosted parlay from Bet365. So must be 21 or older, physically located in the state of Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, Mitchell, and wants to help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. I'll go with my picks for the week. I'm not gonna lie to you, giving out picks each week is frustrating as hell.
Yes.
Every week I'm pretty invested in my picks for my own wallet, but also want to be right more than I want to make money. And
you hate losing more than you love winning.
Exactly. And Siwoo Kim just absolutely hosed me last week. JT Poston had a chance, but Henley and Lucas Glover were just so far out there. I knew he wasn't going to win. Luckily, he stuck in the top 10. I watched Ches Reavie,
Chaz,
who is my free bet. I watched Ches Reavie just miss every single putt on Saturday. I had him to top 20 as my free bet. Absolutely just doesn't get it done. Drove me nuts. But my picks this week are going to be, and then once again we bet these top 10 and we bet these, or top 20, kind of whatever we end up putting on the graphic. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, Big Drive Energy Pod, to get that each week. But my picks, my guys this week, I'm just going to go with my guys. You can find the odds, download the Bet365 app. Sepp Straka lost here in a playoff last year.
That was my pick, so I do have his odds.
So now he's doomed. He's plus 4,500 to win it, but if he's on your card,
plus
he's doomed.
4,500, plus 350, top 10. Yes, lost in a playoff to Will Zalatoris last year. Still very weird that Will Zalatoris is just not like on the PGA Tour right now. It'll be kind of exciting when he comes back because he's electric. Even when
he's a guy that you want to watch.
Yeah, exactly. He's a fun guy worth watching. But keep going with your picks.
Sepp Straka, RK's boy Colin Morikawa, which is boosted to plus 2,200. So that's in there to win at plus 2,200. Okay. And then my third guy, I'm going with none other than the legend. Where is it? Oh, I got to log back in. Logged me out.
Oh, God.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Face ID.
So what is actually kind of funny is I looked at the 2022 results of this tournament.
Oh, Sam Burns. That's my guy. Sorry. Just hit me. Sam Burns.
So last year's top 5 was Zalatoris, Straka, Brian Harman, Lucas Glover, Colin Morikawa. So all kind of guys that we've been talking about, like
Glovey. Glovey can't go back to back, right?
He's not that good. No, he's gonna piss down his leg.
I bet on Lucas Glover like weeks ago, and he just hosed me.
Yeah,
just absolutely.
But honestly, I was considering Brian Harman. I'm gonna fucking say it. He's not on my card, and that is he's gonna win.
All right.
So I hate
maybe use your free bet.
I hate myself. I have another free bet that I like, but I hate myself in advance. I'm looking right at the camera. Fuck you, Mitchell. You're worthless. Okay, are you done with your picks?
No, I'm gonna go. My free bet to win this week is going to, or my free bet is gonna be a top 10, and this is going to be player Aaron Rye.
Okay.
And Aaron Rye to top 10. I go into the Bet365.
Double glovesy.
Double gloves.
Iron head covers.
Iron head covers. Double gloves. Aaron Rye to top 10 is plus 600. So that's my free bet this week.
I like that. He's actually had a pretty good low-key year. Okay, so my bets for this week. Sepp Straka. So that's... how about... I'll take Brian Harman. How about that? Okay. I'll fucking put him on my card. Brian Harman it is. Can you look at the odds for that for me?
Yes. Brian Harmon dude. He's been partying so much since being the champion golfer of the year. He's got no chance.
But he's old enough to where he's like he's in full dad mode. He
plus 4,000 to win.
Love that, and probably plus 350 to top 10. I bet.
I don't
plus 300 top 10. Either way, Brian Harmon on my card. I'm also going Tom Kim. Okay. Plus 3,500 to win. 280 top 10. Playing some really good golf lately. So. Real quick, Memphis, this course is built for really like more precision guys, more dialed in with the ball striking. Not as much of a bomb and gouge type of course, not super long. So these picks kind of mirror what we're talking about with the golf course. But so Tom Kim, 3,500 plus 280 top 10. And then just the guy that I can't quit, Tyrrell Hatton. He'll
win one.
He's my fucking boy, and I just can't. I'm at the point where I can't not be on him when he wins again. So he's plus 2,500, plus 220 to top 10. He probably will top 10, just like hate the whole week, hate how he's hitting it, finish like tied for 8th, whatever. My bonus bet is going to be Denny McCarthy. This course kind of sets up perfect for him. Not a super long hitter, putts it phenomenally.
He had a rough week last week, which we've seen when people miss the cut, they get that extra weekend. They don't play worthless golf.
He's already in Memphis. Yep. He's at TPC Southwind, ready to rock. He's plus 550 top 10. I like the looks of that. He could go throw out a winner. You never know. He still is yet to win on the PGA Tour, which makes me a little bit weary to pick him to win.
We would be up on another 100 units if he did.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, let's not even talk about that. But plus 550 to top 10, I feel like is a very good value. So I'm going to be betting all these on the Bet365 app.
Love that. All right. Do you want to get into a little fairway or fore?
Yes.
We have the results from last week's fairway or fore. I got crushed. So nobody, my idea, but the way we do laundry is apparently
weird.
It's weird. Nobody folds their laundry and puts it over their laundry basket. Some barbarians just grab the whole fucking thing out of the dryer and run it to their room. I don't know who does that.
Yeah, that's wild.
But
criminal behavior.
The voting on that poll was 80 to 20, 80% fore on clean laundry getting hung up over the basket instead of folded. And yours was 80 to 20 the other way. Mango is the worst flavor of seltzer.
Fuck yeah,
so
that shit sucks.
That shit's ass.
That shit is ass.
All right, my fairway or fore this week.
Which is hilarious when I saw it in the shared note.
This came to me this morning. So out of all the public toilets, and Mercy, you can chime in on this one. We want a little bit of your info. Of all the public toilets that you use, the gym has got to be the worst one. Like the most disgusting one.
Not in the women's bathroom.
Oh, well.
Just in general, I think women do take a lot better care.
That's not true. They're bad.
Really?
But
okay.
The gym, at least where I go, they clean it all the time.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I have to go fore on this because, first of all, I know why you're saying that because we were in the car on the way to the gym and you're like, I am going to blow the porcelain out of the back of this fucking toilet. So that had me... at. Then I saw that in the notes. Just Spencer, you're just probably sitting in there fucking sweating like...
No,
this is the fucking worst poop I've ever taken in my life.
I had to I'm already like the dude off of fucking American Pie having to go to the bathroom, and then I walk into one and it was a shit show. Literal.
Do you still
shit show.
put the thing
yes,
down?
Yes, every time I poop in a public toilet, I put toilet paper and toilet covers down on the seat.
He's like separating it out, like covering the entire
every single time. But
Psycho.
I had to go from one to the other because the one was out of toilet paper, and if you're out of toilet paper at 9 in the morning,
did you realize that before?
Yes, that's why I had to go into the next one, dude. If I had sat down,
that's what I'm saying.
Fucked.
Like you didn't have to stand up after.
No.
Okay,
thank God.
I would
have been wiping my ass with the toilet paper covers because there was plenty of those. People don't use that, but the gym is by far the most disgusting toilet I think that you can find.
See, I'm gonna go fore there because you look at any fucking sporting event toilet. Way worse.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. You're
so,
probably right. People puke in those a lot more. There's not a lot of puke in the gym toilet.
Exactly. There's a lot of puke. There's fucking... You just don't know what you're going to find. There could be food. Just piss all over the ground. That is the one thing about the gym. I will say they're probably pretty gross. But they get cleaned so often. That's at a sporting event. It's just a fucking free for all. They get cleaned before, they get cleaned after.
Yeah, that's
like you could be walking into a landmine.
Yeah, you're poking holes in my own fairway or fore. But I felt it at the moment and put it down.
Yeah, I know you probably were sitting. Your fucking feet were numb at that point, watching TikToks. Like, oh, this would be a good one. Okay, so my fairway or fore. I think we already did my original thought when we originally started doing fairway or fore. So this is my revised one. Is tuna salad an acceptable sandwich to order at like any chain sub restaurant?
Yes, because it's good. I mean, I'll like.
Thank you.
People are gonna hate that. Not a lot of people like
Marissa,
fish.
do you hate tuna?
No, I love tuna.
Oh, okay. So you don't hate on it.
But if somebody orders a tuna salad, or you kind of like,
I won't do tuna salad. I'll do a tuna sandwich.
Well, I think they're the same thing.
No, it's the bread makes it better. I won't touch just tuna.
Oh, like is salad like it? I'm talking like a tuna salad sandwich. Like with,
then yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
But I just feel like tuna gets more hate from everybody. Like, you've never been ridiculed than when you order fucking tuna salad at a restaurant. Everybody's like, fucking tuna? That's what you order at Jimmy John's? I'm like, yeah, it's fucking fire.
Oh, yeah, your Subway order is a fucking, no free ads, is tuna salad.
Well, tuna at Subway, everything at Subway is a little sketchy. Like, I'm
definitely no free ads.
Yeah, I've kind of been... Yeah, they're not paying us to say this. Subway has scared me off. They also changed they used to have sweet onion sauce. That single-handedly made me want to order a tuna salad sandwich at Subway because it was so fucking good on the tuna. But fuck that. Jimmy John's, tuna salad, no tomatoes. Tomatoes and tuna salad out. But I just get sick of the fucking ridicule. Like, people just love talking shit about people ordering tuna sandwiches, and I won't stand for it. I'm that guy that orders a tuna sandwich.
Big tuna sandwich guy. So make sure you're following us on X. Yeah, you like that? X at Big Drive Energy. Vote on these. We'll tweet these out every Monday, so right before we record the show to get the votes. Tune in each week to Big Drive Energy. Check us out on Instagram at Big Drive Energy Pod. I am at Big Drive Spence. He is at Big Drive Mitch. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the first weekend of the playoffs. TPC Southwind is a dope course in Memphis. Top 70, moving on to the top 50 next week. So lot to play for, and everybody's into it. So it's a good time to be a golf fan right now.
Absolutely. Get locked in.
Lock it in. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next time. Peace.